popping, gangy. So, I've been in love with YouTube for the past 15, 16 years. So I'm currently 20 years old. I'm actually turning 21 at the end of this year. And I've been making YouTube videos for 12 and a half years. I posted my first ever YouTube video on February 24th, 2012. And I've made over 500-600 videos in my time. Mainly the 300 I've made on this channel. But, man, I made hundreds of videos talking about origami and crafting stuff out of paper. I made a bunch of gaming videos. I made a bunch of just bullshit. Just doing what I thought was cool. Just showing people the things that I loved. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, right? It's about expression. And for me, I always have been an artist. I've always been a creative. And I feel like any of us, anyone that's watching this video right now can relate to that. I mean, you watch this video because you want to make YouTube videos. But the reason that you can't is because your mental health is fucked. And I've been there, bro. See, about a few weeks into my YouTube journey, when I was 8 years old, I had a video pop off, 15, 20K views. Bro, ever since that point, I never felt like I was good enough because I could never do numbers like that. And so for like 2 years, until I was 10 years old, I just felt like shit, not being able to like get that validation that I previously had. I was so focused on the arbitrary numbers, on the likes, on the views, on the subscribers. What happened to just creating? I feel like so many of us have gotten disconnected from our nature to create. And I think that if you want to be somebody who creates for a living, if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to be an entrepreneur, a value creator, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be anything, I mean, really, we're all creators. Genesis 1:26, then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. We are meant to create. We are meant to build, to grow, to evolve, to express. But most of us can't express. And the thing is, the reason we can't express is actually the same reason that our mental health is fucked. And it's one key thing. It's what I like to call a creativity block. Now, different kinds of creativity blocks, but there's one main one. What I like to call the attack on your authenticity. See, creativity, right, creation, is an expression of the self. Whenever we create something, we are taking something from inside of ourselves and putting it into the external, or the digital, right? And so, by creating, we express. But if we believe that we can't express who we truly are, if we believe that who we are is unworthy, if we believe who we are isn't good enough, if we've been told that what we like isn't stupid, that what we want to be isn't achievable, any bullshit programming that's been put onto you by your parents, by the school system, by society, by peers, by influencers, whatever, all of that bullshit programming has put you in a box. It's put you in this limited mindset. It's put you in this frame that makes you believe that who I am cannot come outside of this. I can't be outside of here because the world doesn't accept me. And so since the world doesn't accept you, why would the world accept anything you create? If the world doesn't accept you, why would they accept anything that's an expression of you? Why would they accept any of your creations? And so in our head, that's what we're thinking, that's what we're telling ourselves. And so we're like, well, fuck expressing, fuck creating, let's just go within ourselves. Instead of expressing and going outward, we go inward. And so instead of expressing, we what? We depress. See, the thing is, the opposite of joy, the opposite of depression isn't joy. It's expression. And so the biggest reason that your mental health is fucked is simply just because you're not creating. You're not expressing yourself. But there's a couple prerequisites to expressing yourself. Do you actually want to express yourself? Do you feel worthy to express yourself? Do you feel safe to express yourself? These are very important. Because if you don't feel worthy, you'll never create. If you don't feel connected with who you truly are, you'll never create. And so for me, how I unfucked my mental health was with 3 simple things. 3 simple practices. And you can actually, one of these practices is, no, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you 3 different practices that will help you cultivate that connection. So one is a stillness practice. So this is what I like to call a stillness or a oneness practice. So this practice is to specifically help you connect with the oneness of life, connect with the flow of life, connect with God, connect with Source, connect with the present moment, connect with your internal being, your power. And so the stillness practice, it could be prayer, it could be meditation, it could be an unplugged walk, it could be breath work, it could be literally just sitting still and closing your eyes. It could be journaling. So having a stillness practice that is specifically intent on just being one, just being in the present, just being, that is the first one. Because the biggest reason that a lot of us can't actually express who we are is just because we're not actually tapped into who we actually are. We're so tapped into our phones, we're so tapped into technology, we're so tapped into other people, and so we're not tapped into ourselves, we're not tapped into God. You can only listen to yourself, you can only listen to your highest intuition, your divine intuition. You can only listen to your deepest wisdom if you actually are holding the space for it to come. That space won't be available if it's being taken up by content or by conversation or by TV or by anything, whatever. Silence, stillness. Having a silence or stillness practice, that's the first one. That's the first way to unfuck your mental health so you can start creating, producing, so you can start making YouTube videos. The second one. Now, this is kind of similar to a stillness practice, but the intent is different. So for a stillness practice, it's literally just to be, to connect, to actually understand the nature of your being. Now the second part is to actually do emotional processing. So journaling, meditation / contemplation, or unplugged walks are great for this. So I actually mainly use journaling and unplugged walks for this when it comes to emotional processing and reframing the narrative. So these are the biggest 2. Emotional processing is allowing your emotions to arise, allowing yourself to feel. There are plenty of thoughts, emotions that are trapped in our body. Like trauma is stored in the body. Emotion is stored in the body. And so there's so many things that are stored in our body that we're just unaware of. Why? Because we're not making space for them to come up. If we keep listening to other things, if we keep consuming and pushing down, on these things that are in our body, we'll never give them enough time, enough space to come up so we can feel them, so we can release them. And so if you're not, feeling is freeing. You know what I mean? Feeling is releasing. Feeling is healing. And so you have to feel your emotions to actually heal them. This is why a lot of us men have a lot of repressed anger and like sadness and a lot of shit because we're told, oh no, don't feel, just do shit. And channeling your feelings into action can be great, but we do just need to be still and feel sometimes. You know what I mean? And I found personally for me, walks has been easily the best way to do this. For me, going on like unplugged walks, so even if I'm not like going on the entire walk unplugged, I'll usually have my headphones with me on most walks, but maybe I'll start the walk unplugged, or maybe I'll be listening to a podcast and something inspires me to want to be unplugged, or I hear an insight that triggers some reflection or some contemplation in me, and so I unplug and I start reflecting on my journey, I reflect on my experiences, I start contemplating, I start asking myself these questions, I start doing self-inquiry, right? These kinds of things. So that self-inquiry to expand your awareness and to reframe the narrative of, no, this didn't happen to me, this happened for me, right? I'll just share this major example, I guess. I really got into self-improvement and got into my entrepreneurial journey because I was so fucking down bad the first half of 2023 because I was heartbroken, shattered. There's this girl who I was like super into, and we were really heavily into each other. But she had recently got out of her relationship with like her first boyfriend, lost her virginity. So it's like her first everything. And so she was in between that. She had a lot of things that were going on with school and with home as well. And so she knew she didn't want to be in a relationship. She felt like she couldn't handle that. And so like something had to give, right? Basically, there were too many things going on in her life, including me. And basically something had to fold, and so I was that thing that had to fold. And so we ended up like kind of being friends, and then things started getting more distant. But towards the end of our relationship, like us being friends, basically the day our friendship ended was when she told me that she had a boyfriend, and that destroyed my world, because I thought she didn't want to be in a relationship when it was really she just didn't want to be in one with me. And I was lost, and I was depressed, and I thought, oh, I suck, I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy, I'm a piece of shit, no one wants me. Cool. So I'll just keep hating my life, I'll keep escapism, like, I'll just do it, like, just keep balling out, you know what I mean? And so, you know, for the rest of the semester, that was when I was, my freshman year of college. I only went 1 year, so. But for the rest of the semester, this was literally the second day of the second semester. So the first week of the first week of the second semester, I went to class. I didn't go to class after that first week. All I did was wake up, get high, watch porn, fat, binge content, binge food, fucking get high again, play more video games, probably binge more food, get high again, go to sleep. Sometimes we throw some alcohol in there, sometimes we throw some girls in there, sometimes we throw some other bullshit in there. I don't know. It was just all escapism though. And that was just my life for the first half of 2023 basically. Then eventually I found self-improvement. I found self-improvement around May, and I really started getting into it in July. Eventually I left New Jersey, where I'm from, and I came down to Georgia with my dad. And that was when this journey really starting for me. This journey of self-improvement, of spiritual evolution, of expanding my awareness, of healing, you know what I mean? Of inner work. And journaling has honestly been like such a big reason for my personal growth, because of how I've been able to shift the way I see myself, because I've been able to shift the way I see my story, because I've been able to shift the way that I perceive the things that have happened to me. And so, you know, for a long time, it was really fucking difficult for me to get over the girl. Her name is, I don't like to say her name, so I like to call her Jessica on the YouTube channel. So Jessica, you know, it took me a long time to get over her. But eventually I was able to get into this like perspective shift where it was like, holy shit, no. Jessica didn't break my heart because I suck and blah, 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 blah. No. Jessica broke my heart so I could get on to self-improvement, so I could get on this path of consciously improving myself, becoming more aware of bettering myself. And that led me to being the best version of myself. That led me to growing on YouTube by sharing what I've learned, by sharing the things that I've helped people with. That led to me making my first $1,800 online, because I'm a coach and I've been able to share the experiences I've learned with people over the last year and a half. And so journaling, man, shifting my perspective, you know, through, you know, it doesn't have to be through journaling specifically, but literally just shifting the narrative. That is so big. This didn't happen for me, right? I mean, this didn't happen to me, right? I'm not some victim that got heartbroken. No. This happened for me. This was a key point in my journey that caused the catalyst of growth and evolution. When you can shift your traumas, when you can shift the hard times you went through, and you can see that they've truly been for your evolution, nothing will be able to stop you. That's the power of a digital alchemist. Damn, there was this quote I wanted to say. I forgot it. Damn. It's fine. It's whatever. So that's the first two, right? The first two ways to unfuck your mental health. And those are really the two ways. Because once you're really connecting with the oneness of your being, once you actually have this practice that gets you into the present moment, whether it's an unplugged walk, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's journaling, whatever, whether it's a flow state task, something that just gets you into the flow state. When you have a practice for emotional processing and for shifting the narrative, for being able to review your life, basically, see what past experiences of yours you're still holding in this in this negative perception and be able to see them. Oh, I remember what it is. There's an amazing quote by an entrepreneur who I love, Mina Irfan. It's in her book, Lady Balls. And it says that oftentimes we look back at the bad things and see them as the good things, right? And so why not just view them as the good things right now? Why not just see them as good right now? And I just think that's so powerful. Hormozy likes to say, Alex Hormozy, he likes to say that these are the good times, right? Every time that, you know, when you're going through the shit, it feels like trash and it sucks and it hurts and it's painful. But when you get out of this season, you look back and you're like, oh man, those were the good old days, man. Those are the times, man. You know what I mean? Like, I look back on my journey almost a year ago when I first started uploading daily videos for 3 weeks back in December of 2023. And I was getting like 3 videos. I mean, I was getting like 3 views a video. I wasn't getting no progress. I wasn't making no traction. I didn't have no influence. I wasn't getting no movement in my business either. There's just no movement. And it's so cool to like, damn, although I was going through it and it was hard as fuck and I was going through the shit at the time, it's like, man, those are the good old days, man. I wouldn't be right here without it. And so those 2 practices, right, having a stillness, a oneness practice to get you in the present moment, to get you really connected back with the flow of life, having a practice to emotionally process, journaling, meditation, unplugged walks, to emotionally process and to shift the narrative, to shift that perspective. And then finally, bro, create. Make some stuff, dude. You have to express. You have to express, because the thing is, right, I said this in my newsletter. If you guys want to join my free newsletter, 100+ creators in there. It's in the second link in the description. I'll drop free insights every day on there. But I think I said this in my newsletter a day or 2 ago. And I was talking about how depression is when you're too focused on the past, right? Your mind is too in the past on things you can't even control. And then anxiety is when your mind is too focused in the future, right? So depression is when we're too focused on the things that happened in the past that we can't even control anymore, right? And then anxiety happens when we're too focused on things in the future that we can't control. Why? Because they're not even fucking real. They're not even real. But to hit on depression for a second, we get depressed because we're too focused on the past. We're too focused on, you know, not on what happened. But we can shift what happened, right? We can shift not exactly the perspective, you know, not exactly the physical action of what happened, right? Like, let's say I opened a door. Okay, me opening a door is going to be the same regardless. But let's say I open the door, and from my side, I'm pulling the door open. But from your side, you're on the other door, I'm pushing it open. Do you see what I'm saying? Or it's getting pulled out, right? So I'm pulling it out, and for you, it's getting like pushed out. You know, you get what I'm saying? It's like from a different perspective, it's the completely opposite thing. And that's exactly how everything in life works, guys. If you can just shift that perspective to the opposite, if you can hit that transmutation, right? I'm not going to get too esoteric here, but this is the 4th law of Hermeticism, the law of polarity. If you can transmute one pole to the other, trauma to, you know, I don't have something to go to trauma, but service to, struggles to service. If you can transmute struggle to service, if you can transmute wounds into wisdom, if you can transmute pain into purpose, you'll be able to create so much impact, and you'll be able to overflow from that transmutation. You'll be able to just give and give and give and create and create and create. I've made over 300 videos, or probably close to that, in the past 6 months alone on my channel. On this channel, JC Dubs, I haven't missed an upload in longer than 12 days, right? I haven't gone longer than 12 days without posting. From May 15th to August 24th, I didn't miss a fucking day. I went 101 days of daily uploads. I think I did like 130 videos in that time. How? It's because I'm just overflowing. I'm overflowing because of my productivity, because of my creativity. But it's only because I unblocked. It's only because I unfucked my mental health. It's only because I actually got into this habit of creating and doing the things I love every day. And so if you want to unfuck your mental health so you can be a YouTuber, have your stillness, have your oneness practice, have your emotional processing, have your practice that, you know, you can shift your narrative. And then also make an intention to take action on a creating habit that you genuinely love. You love writing, fucking write. If you love recording videos, make those videos. If you love editing, edit. And sometimes you're not going to want to do it. You're not going to want to show up. Get the fuck over it. Get the fuck over it, honestly. So here's your action step prompt for this video. All right, because I'm not here, to help people, just blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, this sounds nice, and blah, blah, blah. No. I want people who are actually changing their lives. So here's your action steps. All right. Find out what your stillness or oneness practice is. Maybe you just want to try one I've told you: meditation, prayer, breath work, journaling, stretching, massaging. It can really be anything. Anything that's just going to get you in the present moment, in the oneness of life. 2, figure out your emotional processing / narrative shifting tasks, self-inquiry tasks, meditation, contemplation, unplugged walks, journaling. Those are the 3 main ones I found to work. If you have any other ones, let me know in the comments. And then 3, figure out what task you're going to create. Figure out the thing you're trying to make every day. And then commit to making that thing for at least 15 minutes every day. If you're going to tell me you don't have 15 minutes, you're full of shit, because I know this video has been at least 15 minutes long. And so you could just get off social media and just start creating shit. So why aren't you? It's because your mental health's trash. So fix that, and then you can make stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Join my newsletter. I'd love to see you guys there. If you're a creator, if you're a YouTuber, I post stuff on a lot, honestly: mindset, creativity, productivity, YouTube, business, entrepreneurship, right? Mindfulness, metaphysics, mysticism. So, I mean, my newsletter publication is called Digital Renaissance Creators, because that's my community. But the actual newsletter itself is called Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles. And so, hey, man, I'm just here exploring my curiosities and giving value as much as I can to my fellow Renaissance creators. People who refuse to be put inside of a box. People who want to spread love, spread education, spread fulfillment, reach financial independence, doing what we live every single day. Just want to live a beautiful life, Maybe we have multiple interests. You're a polymath just like me. You're a conscious creator. You're an aspiring entrepreneur. You're a small YouTuber. That's the community I'm trying to cultivate here. So, hey, if any of that resonates with you, I'd appreciate if you drop a sub, share. Let's keep growing up our spiritual tribe. And like I said, I want to see you in that newsletter. It's free. And I literally give you free game every single day. Do it today. Be better for it tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay loving. I'll catch y'all next week. It's fucking cold out here.